Bring us in.
Okay, welcome back to Let's Laugh About It. As you can see, we're in different settings. This is Jackie and I's first virtual, right? We've never done a virtual one.
Yeah, it's our first one. We were gonna try one time and then didn't for some reason, but I think it's working out pretty well.
I do too. I do miss being so close to you though.
I know. Whoa, that's weird for you to say. I feel like you don't talk about being close to other girls. You don't like that.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
We have a question in the chat and it is, why are we in separate locations?
Mm-hmm.
I'm traveling right now. And yeah, we were actually going to record in person on Saturday, but poor Jack got sick. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah. I won't get into details, but I had to go to, what day did I go to urgent care? Was that Friday or no, it was Thursday.
It was Thursday because I drove up to LA on Thursday.
Yeah. We were supposed to record while we were in LA, but things happen. I'm on antibiotics, so we're on the up and up.
And you're feeling better, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My stomach's a little sensitive, but that's also a side effect of the medication. So I think it's because of the medication, not because I'm still not feeling well. So hell yeah.
I'm glad you're feeling better. So on Thursday, get a little life update. I drove up to LA and spent the night there, and then on Friday worked from LA, and then went to the 100 Thieves Pokemon pre-launch party, which was super cool. I wish I did a little bit more research on my just looking up who was going to be there, because I'm really bad with same thing with pop culture. There's just well-known gamers with 100 Thieves that I just didn't realize were there until I left and saw them tagged on the 100 Thieves social media and stuff. But not that would make a difference, but I just was oh damn, I didn't know all those people were going to be there.
Did you see anyone that you were excited to meet though?
No, I just saw friends that I like my friend Jem, who I know from Ghost, because I knew her from the fitness world even before. I'm not sure if she was working with Ghost or not, but before I started working with Ghost, I knew her from the fitness world. And then I started working with Ghost. She was working with Ghost. So we kind of just chatted, and then we're both into gaming and fitness. And so she was there and I was oh, this makes sense that you're there, but I didn't know you would be here. And we haven't seen each other since we were in both in Chicago. And so it was cool. And then I saw some ecom friends there. But as far as the gaming world, that's where I'm I wish I did a little bit more just catching up, because I have been out of touch with that. And I used to watch all these streamers, play with different streamers and stuff when I was in the gaming world. So that's where I was oh, I wish I did a little bit more research, but it was really, really fun.
Yeah. You know what I also just realized while you were saying that? Me being a producer. I feel we'll interrupt each other less, because now I have to worry that we don't talk over each other while recording. Or maybe I'll talk over you less, because you know what I noticed when I edit these? I talk over you so much. It's insane. This is literally your podcast, and I'm always yeah, I have something to say about that. Okay, let her get a thought out, psychopath.
No, I really like our dynamic, because the worst is when you're recording a podcast and you have a guest, or you're whatever, the dynamic isn't great, where it's just someone says something and then there's this awkward pause, but we always have good back and forth. So, and I never feel you're cutting me off.
Yeah, it's just something I noticed about my big dumb self. I'm okay, shut the fuck up.
Jackie,
when you have to edit yourself, it's a lot.
But you have to watch yourself back. And
yeah.
I'm mean to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But while you were saying that, I was holding a thought in that, because I didn't want to interrupt you, because we're doing it remotely. But now I can't remember what I was just gonna say.
See, this is why you have to interrupt.
Oh, I was gonna say, when you were there, were there any gamers that recognized you?
Oh no.
Oh. Because when we went to TwitchCon, I remember being Oh my God, like Zoe's a celebrity. Like we would like walk into a bar like in San Diego. So like where we live. So like you're not used to like people. I guess we weren't really we actually weren't. I was kind of living here, but like you weren't, but like still like we had visited here so much and stuff. Like it just felt like normal bars. And we would like walk into like I don't know, just a regular bar and people were like, Agave Zoe. And I'm like, she's literally just Zoe. Like it was so
You're
cool.
like,
So when you were
she's
saying
what?
that, I was like, I wonder if anybody like recognized Zoe.
No, because these are like true, not to say that I wasn't a true gamer, no, but these are like people who are actually good at the game and like are really big because they're good at games, where I was more just like a personality with like a smaller Twitch following.
Yeah.
And Twitch Con is different because everyone can go. So it's like you also have like people who aren't streamers going and who are going to like meet the streamers and stuff, and like they know you're going to be there, and you invite your communities, and all the communities are connected. So it's kind of different, where this was
Yeah.
like everyone had to be a part of 100 Thieves, which is a huge like honor to even be a part of.
Oh, that's okay. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, or they
Yeah.
were like, yeah, well-known gamers. And then that's why I'm like, I didn't do my proper research to like understand who was
It's okay.
there.
Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah. But honestly, I'm kind of, this reminds me of the what was the guy who I saw in the airport?
Oh my God. Seth Rogen. Zoe was next to Seth Rogen and like didn't know until it was too late. If I was next to Seth Rogen, I would know immediately.
I okay, so this is giving the energy of like that party, because like afterwards I saw the pictures and people tagged, and I'm like, oh yeah, like they looked familiar, but I couldn't remember who they were because I've been so out of touch. But it's just like how I am. I was in the airport in Canada, and I was just like sitting at a restaurant doing my work, and this guy was sitting not right next to me, but a table down, but nobody was sitting at that table, so it was like an empty table, and then Seth Rogen and his girl. What's her name?
I don't know his girl's name, but I think it's his wife, right? His
Yeah.
girl.
She's an actress too, I think. But I
Oh,
kept hearing him talk, and I was like, his voice is so familiar. I feel like my dumbass was like, I feel like I've met him before.
oh my God.
And then somebody went up to him and asked him if he could have a picture, and I was like, "Oh, this guy must be famous." And then I noticed the guy who was asking him for a picture had a Hawaii ID, and he asked him to sign it. And I was like putting the pieces together, and I was like, "Oh, that's from that one movie."
Still, she's like doesn't even fully know what's going on. She's like that one movie when everybody knows it's super bad.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I think that's like something like." Am I misspeaking? Is that the McLovin thing?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So I know what I'm talking about.
So that's why I'm
Okay.
saying like it's even more Zoe of you that you're like that's from that one movie when like everybody like without even having to think about it is like super bad.
Yeah, yeah. And then by the time I figured out what was going on or who I was sitting next to, he was like getting up and leaving. And then that's when I texted you guys, and I was like, I was just sitting next to Seth Rogen. And Al was like texting me, like, ask him this, ask him that, tell him this. And I was like, he's gone now. He's gone. So that's the kind of energy. It was like exactly that. That's how I felt.
That is literally the most like Zoe story of all time. Like I don't know, like sitting next to Seth Rogen in the airport and not knowing.
I
So Zoe.
almost would rather, I kind of like it that way, because if you actually end up like conversating with people, you can just treat them like normal people and not like celebrities. And
Yeah.
that's how I like to go to events like that. It's just like, oh, you never want to offend anyone where they're like, how do you not know who I am? But just you could have a normal conversation with them.
Yeah, I remember when I worked at a country club in Chicago that like Zoe knows obviously. Zoe actually kind of worked there too. Um but wait, did you ever work in the snack shop?
No, I just was a
No.
caddy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But what was I just going to say? I'm literally being so spacey today. Oh, there would be famous people that would come golf there. Like pretty famous people, and I would like pretend like they were just any other person. There was one person that I actually asked um to get a picture with, but it was because at the time he was like the captain of the Blackhawks when they won. Why won't I say his name? Jonathan. It was Jonathan Tays. I'm like acting like I'm gonna get in trouble. And he was like, it was literally, like the summer after they had won the Stanley Cup. So he was like a celebrity in Chicago. I was like, I have to ask for a picture right now.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I would be like so chill. I'd be like, want a buffalo chicken Caesar wrap?
And some, and maybe some animal fries.
Buy one a milkshake.
Can we tell that story?
Yeah, it's so fucking funny. Wait, do you have the recording handy?
Yep.
You can play it. I'll give background. We were at In-N-Out, and I had like a bad day, whatever. And as people do, like I'm okay admitting it. Everyone does it.
Sorry.
Sometimes you talk a little baby when you're around your significant other. And we were like talking about ordering what we were going to order at In-N-Out, and I had a conversation with Zoe and my sister like open, and I started recording on accident. Like I've done that a million times, but usually I catch it before it sends. This I didn't. Honestly, I think what happened was like I recorded it and then noticed something was there and didn't realize whatever I had sitting there, because we were like actively talking in it, and I didn't realize whatever I had sitting there, because like I remember like I pressed send. I did that like coherently. I just like that part wasn't an accident. It was like the recording itself that was an accident, if that makes sense. But it's an incredibly embarrassing recording.
And I can't stop like quoting it. And maybe it's not as funny to everyone else because I just know Jackie and I know Brian so well. So
Yeah.
This is the recording.
What? Yeah. I had a bad day. Why is animal style? Okay. Diet Coke. Diet Coke. I'll let you do your order. Maybe a milkshake. Yeah. I want to split a milkshake. Good.
It's literally so cringy. But I want to split a milkshake.
And now, like, anytime we're ever talking about food or like, even if it's not relevant, I'm like, in a Diet Coke.
And a Diet Coke.
Maybe a milkshake.
Maybe a milkshake. I had a bad day.
I had a bad day.
I'm like I'm reciting my whole order to him, and he's like, I'm gonna let you order.
I like the side. It's like, Diet Coke. Yeah, of course.
It's literally such a funny video. Like, and it was embarrassing even just sending it to Zoe and Molly, which like really wasn't a big deal. Could you imagine if I sent that to like, I don't know,
uploaded it to your story or something?
Yeah, like, because it really is like an embarrassing recording.
But I feel like I don't think it's just like funny.
Yeah.
But it's so true that it's just such a trend to like baby talk to your significant other. Like I do that. And
you don't even realize you're doing it.
Yeah, but it's like a private thing. You don't want
Yeah, but it's so funny. Buy one a milkshake.
Buy one a milkshake. Buy one milkshake.
Flies, animal style.
Flies. Anyways, getting to just to wrap up the 100 Thieves thing, the Pokemon collab was super cool. I'm a little bit sad because I never got. They have also a keyboard brand called High Ground, which I've also talked about on the podcast before, but they had different like Pokemon keyboards and stuff. So I'm a little bit sad because they sold out of the keyboard that I wanted. And I've been trying to a little bit save money. Like, I'm like, do I need to spend $100 on a keyboard? Probably not. But I'm now sad and regretting that because they were super cool. The last thing, when I was walking in, it was around like 6 p.m. And the next day, so that was 6 p.m. Friday. And the next day they were having a pop-up shop to like launch the products. And there was a line. There was 3 people outside, and I had never been to the 100 Thieves compound before. Like, why would I? So I walked past these guys, and I was like, oh, are you guys checking people in? Because they were outside with lawn chairs, and then they had like their Pokemon cards and stuff. And they were like, oh, no, we're waiting for the pop-up shop. And I was like, the pop-up shop tomorrow? Like, and they're like,
oh,
yeah,
holy shit,
to do the pop-up shop. And I was like, holy shit, that is crazy. And then I was like, okay. And then I like walked in and I talked to Francis in there, and he said that the first 5 people they'll buy things for. So it's like it creates that hype for people to get in line. But I
Yeah.
thought it was such a cool way because it's kind of, I feel like we don't do that anymore. You know how like it used to be, a new game would come out and people would stake out the like Game Stops and wait for
Yeah.
it. It was giving that energy, and I was like, wait, I love that 100 Thieves has like been able to recreate that. It's so cool.
I remember like years, probably like 5 or so years ago now, I used to like when my brother Billy would ask for certain games for Christmas, I would be a part of that. I wouldn't
Yeah,
go like the night before, but I would get to Best Buy at like 4 a.m. or something if and like waiting for it to when when it would open at like 10. Like I would
yeah,
do that. You
yeah,
can because you would have to.
yeah, yeah. And
And I
they
most of half the time like would not even I wouldn't have been there soon enough.
Yeah. And then they posted some videos on their Instagram of like how long the line got. It was like down the block, and it was just to be able to like secure exactly what you wanted from the drop. Everything was going to be online, or like maybe also the part of the hype is like you can't just like walk into the 100 Thieves compound every day, like, so it's kind of cool. And they had like someone dressed, or I'm sorry, they had the real Pikachu there, and then
I'm
they
dead. Somebody dressed up the real Pikachu.
they had the real, so like Pikachu was there, so I get it, they want to like meet Pikachu, obviously.
Totally.
And then there was some like creators and 100 Thieves, what would you call it, creators there. So
Vinny Hacker was probably there.
the launch day, I'm not even, oh, Jackie said that, and she was like, was Vinny Hacker there? And I was like, I don't know. And I sent her like the pictures that I had.
I know. I'm like, I
I was
don't
like,
see him in these, but he's like a model for their clothes, and he also is like he's like a gamer for them too. And I don't know if anybody is clued into TikTok, like mainstream TikTok, they definitely know who Vinny Hacker is. He's like pretty popular on TikTok. Um, but I don't know. Thought that'd be kind of cool.
yeah, it was a really fun thing, but I just think it's so impressive what 100 Thieves has been able to do with it. And it's kind of interesting to hear some of the pushback, or like, there's no like hate, but people were saying like they could have done so much, like much better with the designs and stuff. But I thought everything was really cool. And they were saying like, I guess people were saying like the designs were like too simple, but I thought the simplicity of it was like beautiful. Like you don't need to make it complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that's what's up with the 100 Thieves thing. I did make a vlog about it. So watch that if you want. And
Yeah.
anyways, Jackie and I, we have so much to catch up on, because we were just saying, or Jackie was saying before we started recording, that we don't realize how much we even just talk to each other about random stuff, marketing things, or just work things during the day. And so we have like, you guys are going to get to see our live, like, just catch up.
Yeah, I was gonna say before we get into like any like stories or anything, like what would you do today?
What I do today?
Yeah.
What did I do today? I went on a Pokemon Go walk. Wait, actually, we woke up really early, had some breakfast. Then I just did like my normal work day, and I actually kind of decided that I want to take a step back. So, just to give you guys some background, if you don't know what I do, I am VP of retention at Audio and Hearing, and that oversees like a lot of different marketing things, kind of like think like everything but not paid. I'm not focusing on social too much yet either, but email, SMS, uh, subscriptions, all that, but then also customer experience. And with that being a bunch of different, going in a bunch of different directions, um, I kind of had to figure out like what's the best to focus on at the time. And today I just took a step back, and I was like, I talked to the owners, and I was like, I just want to focus on improving, honestly, just like the foundations of our customer support, even. Because there's so much, I don't think people realize how intricate it is, and like
Hmm.
that it's not simple and it's not just support. And without that like foundation, it's really hard to do anything else, or it's like I just have this like very, very high standards of customer experience. And without that foundation, I feel like I can't succeed at anything else for my job. So that's actually kind of like what I was kind of laying out for my work today, is just like going back to the foundations. I'm really excited because Brittany from Inevitable is actually coming in and helping with some of the foundations too. We're switching to Gorgeous. Wait,
Dead. I'm clipping that.
that's actually like how I feel.
Oh my God.
I called Brittany when we made the decision, and Brittany was like, "Are you kidding? I'm so happy because and this isn't sponsored or anything. Like we Gorgeous is such a good tool. And anytime you go, like I see anything else and I've tried to like work around or like do what Gorgeous can do, I just get so frustrated because you have to like use internal dev resources or like ask for them to make special plugins for you, or like all these things that you have to just like Gorgeous already has like out of the box. Um, I was just like, it's just so easy to to like have good customer support and experience through Gorgeous. So we're really, really excited about that. And we're making that transition. So we talked through some of that too. And then, yeah, just had a good work day.
I'm so happy for you, boss. I'm sorry that I rudely was looking at my phone. It was
That was
because
rude as hell.
no, it's because I ended up bringing my car into the shop, and they like just contact, that's what that call was, and then they texted me like, you can come pick up your car, like please come pick up your car before 5 p.m. when service is closed. I just texted back like, I'm working, I can't. I'm just nervous because I have a loaner car. I'm like, I better not get like, and it's the loaner car is free because it's covered under warranty, but I'm worried that they'll charge me for having the loaner car tonight, which either way they can like, I'll fight it because that would make, you guys are contacting me at 4:30.
And that's what lawyers do.
Yeah, but I just wanted to like respond as quickly as possible, so Lisa was on record. Like I was like, I'm working and I will be working until 5:30, so there's no way I can come tonight. Can I come first thing tomorrow? But it's okay because if I clip you talking about Gorgeous, I won't be in it anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. And we're just like so excited. And the funny thing too about the whole Gorgeous thing is I have used it for so many brands, and I've tried to give so many other tools just a chance, and it just they just
I was gonna see. I watch. Zoe is a gorgeous gal, but I see her firsthand give other platforms like a true chance, and like it just seems like every time Gorgeous is better.
Yeah, and because I don't like, I'm not a Gorgeous salesperson or anything. I just have used the tool for so long, but I've also used a lot of other tools and I know how to navigate them. So I really actually enjoy like going through the process of learning tools. And it's not like, I want to make it clear, it's not that I'm like too lazy to learn other tools. Like I gave this tool, I won't say like what tool it was, but I gave this tool like a month and a half of like me deep diving into its functionalities, and even going back and forth with their support and everything. And they're not a bad tool. They're just behind Gorgeous. And I think it'll be a good tool in maybe a year, or a great tool, because it is a good tool. I don't want to say it's a bad tool. They're just behind what Gorgeous already has out of the box.
Yeah.
And I like, it's just for what we want to do and the capabilities that we want to do today, they just won't be able to do it. And Gorgeous already has all that built out. So
yeah, and especially when you like have so much to tackle, it's like probably just makes it so much easier to like just have a tool that like right out the gate already has everything you need.
yeah, and I even had a whole Notion board of requests that I had for this tool. And I actually went through that board today and was cleaning it up, because like now with switching to Gorgeous, all of our like our focus has changed a little bit because it can do different things. And I went through and there was like literally 9 projects on the board that I was able to mark as complete because Gorgeous had already had those. And if I didn't switch, I was going to have to use internal dev resources or wait for this tool to make them. And it was like so satisfying to be like, complete because Gorgeous will have this, complete because Gorgeous has this, complete.
Yeah, that is really nice. And like I don't know. Gorgias just seems like it's the best.
They are the best.
Even though I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm learning.
Jackie was featured in, actually we could put the clip here. We did the trend of course I'm in CX. Or no, I'm in CX, of course, blah, blah, blah.
I'm in CX. Of course I wake up in the middle of the night worried about my customers.
I'm in CX. Of course I'm going to try to be best friends with all my customers.
I'm in CX. Of course I'm going to make that an SOP. Duh.
I'm in CX. Of course I have the Gorgias app on my phone.
I'm in CX. Of course I'm going to send you a swag item anytime you strike my empathy chord.
I'm in CX. Of course I'm going to ask you to troubleshoot while I try not to doubt your intelligence.
I'm new to CX. Of course I'm going to be confused by the 500 different software programs in your tech stack.
And Jackie was featured in it, and it's kind of
Post the link. Did you post it?
I posted on LinkedIn.
Oh,
I have to post it on like Instagram and stuff, but it's on LinkedIn. And in the end, Jackie
I haven't even seen. This is exciting.
At the end, Jackie goes, I'm new to CX. Of course I'm going to be confused by the 100 apps in your tech stack.
Dad, that was like fun to film.
That was so fun. But Jack, what did you do today?
What did I do today? I worked. I went for a walk. I deep cleaned the house. It looks pristine in here.
Wow.
I like literally probably 3/4 of what was in the fridge when you left is now gone. Because I just like threw out so much stuff. But you know that when I clean out the fridge, I don't even live by, this is just me. People might think this is gross, but I don't even live by expiration dates. Like something could be expired, but as long as it like looks fine, I'm not throwing it out. Everything that was thrown out was like, had molds on it. It was like, this is piecing out. So now that's nice. Because I was like, Zoe will get back late Wednesday and then we'll be like hitting the road. So I was like, now the place will be like nice and clean for when we come back after that. The plan was that I was going to meet Zoe's grandma Monday, right? Because the Airbnb ends Monday.
Yeah, Monday morning, yeah.
Yeah. So like I would still be down to do that. And then drive
Grandma
back.
really wants to play cards with Jackie.
No, yeah. So like I'd be down to still do that like Monday and then just like leave Tuesday or whatever. But I was thinking like we could do a recording at that point.
Cool. Yeah, Grandma made it clear that Jackie's always welcome. There's a bed for Jackie. We would share a room. There's 2 twin beds in that room. And so I'd sleep on one and you'd sleep on the other, and it'd be so cute, like a little sleepover.
Perf. Did you see Al's comment? Oh,
who?
How's Zolly?
Wait, yeah, can I see Zolly? Where's Zolly?
She's Zolly.
Let her sit on the chair.
Come here.
Let her sit on the chair.
Oops, sorry. Come here. I should have known she'd be over there. She's literally always in that same spot.
Did you watch the Super Bowl yesterday?
I did. I have a lot of thoughts.
Are the
Do you want me to get into them?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I thought Taylor looked great. I think that she's I just gleeked. I think she's changing her style for Travis, which makes me a little nervous. Like she was dressed in a way that Taylor Swift doesn't dress, which that's fine if that's how she wants to dress. But I do think she might be changing herself for Travis. So that's my first thought. Second thought is I thought Usher did well, but his performance was chaotic. I was like, do these dancers, did they like practice this routine? Like it kind of felt like he was like, all of you get up there and just dance, which is fine, but it felt chaotic to watch, but he sounded great.
The audio, just coming from a music background, was horrible.
Yeah, so low.
The whoever did their sound, like their the levels of and I guess we can't talk because we're not good at leveling our podcast, especially when we have 3. But
yeah,
for the Super
but they're
Bowl,
professional.
The Super Bowl, whoever did their audio soundtracking, they should be fired because the sound, like you couldn't hear the music, you could hear them speaking, but like singing, even the background music and then the background vocals of like, you know how they'll say I love these little
your things going off,
but it was so horrible and I like was getting like pissed off.
Yeah.
Somebody had to hear me complain about it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good. And then my last complaint is that the Chiefs won.
Oh, you didn't want the Chiefs to win.
No. I've said this a few times. I'm not a Chiefs fan at all. Like
Yeah,
I'm a Bengals fan by marriage, like strictly. I wasn't a Bengals marriage.
Marty's husband is on the Bagels.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm married. My cousin is married to somebody whose brother is on the Bengals, and so I just naturally like want to support them. I went to like the AFC Championship last year, so it's just like fun to because it's like, oh, I kind of know somebody on that team. But like if you are a Bengals fan, I feel like you're just naturally kind of not a Chiefs fan. But so I wanted the 49ers to win. I was sad when they didn't. Plus, I'm a Brock Purdy stan. Like, put some respect on that kid's name.
He's a
Did you know
child. How old is
Did you know he only makes $875,000 a year? And I mean, I get it. He's a third string quarterback, but like, give that man a raise.
Yeah, he got a bunch of spotlight. He's like a baby though. I kept looking up pictures of him.
24.
He's literally a baby. 24?
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, so like Brian.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
He's a baby. But yeah. Also, physics teacher redeemed gives Ollie a treat for 4,000. What's that?
Yeah, you're gonna have to get up and get Zali a treat.
Oh, but what is that?
It's a channel point redemption. So for those who are listening to this not on Twitch, not live, if you watch our live stream, you can get channel points for the amount of time that you watch, and you can redeem it for different things. For example, physics teacher just redeemed give Zali a treat. And so now Jackie is supposed to get up and get Zali a treat and give it to her on stream.
Yeah, I've got my servant here. Brian.
Servant.
Brian, will you come here? Because I don't want to like get up and disturb the situation. Look how cute she looks right now.
She looks so cute.
Will you?
I don't.
You don't have to get in the camera, but will you grab a treat for Zali?
Peers for Peers redeemed give Zoe a treat.
Oh. What's that mean?
So I haven't changed these channel point redemptions since I was gaming. And I'm not even sure what's on there. There's options for make me a sim. So if anyone redeems that, I will stream and make you a sim. That could be fun for me and Jackie, actually.
Yeah, I love The Sims. Something to know about me is I used to live and breathe The Sims.
Yep. You could, for 20,000 channel points, I'll freestyle.
Damn.
For 20,000 points, tequila shot, which I won't do. I need to take that off because I'm sober for at least a year. And then for 150,000 points, you could be VIP in the chat. Which, if you have that many channel points, you deserve to be a VIP.
Can I ask this? Do channel points, when people redeem this, does this convert to money?
No.
Okay, cool.
But the way Twitch works,
I don't want it to.
Jackie's so money hungry. I have to talk to her about this.
No, I'm saying because I still have like guilt from that day that like Phil spent so much money on us. I'm like, I don't want anybody to do that ever again.
No, channel points is just like a way to engage with your community and then also encourage like longer watch time, because the more they watch, the more channel points they get. And it could be really fun because it's a way for like the stream to say like, do this or let me participate in that and everything.
Yeah. Cool.
Which is actually pretty genius with the way that they're like the tools that they give the creators to grow and interact with their community. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's very cool. Oh my God, we've already been recording for 40 minutes. Time flies when you're catching up with your old pal.
I wanted to bring up the Kelsey yelling at Reed.
Oh, yeah. I have mixed feelings on that because I've seen a bunch of stuff on the internet that like is like, well, first, obviously my first instinct was like rude elder abuse. But then my second reaction was then I was seeing online that like Andy Reid himself like didn't have a problem with it, which a part of me is like, is he just saying he didn't have a problem with it just to like save face? I don't know.
Yeah, I shouldn't say I was laughing, but I thought that the comments about people being like, does he do that to Taylor?
No, I think, okay, I swear half the time when we are on this podcast, I feel like I'm regurgitating the morning toast. But like it's just because they also I'm like pretending like I mean, a lot of people do listen to them, but I'm like acting like everybody that like everybody's listening to theirs too and is going to think I'm copying them. I just feel like I have similar opinions to them. I would have said this whether I listened to that or not. But they did comment this on today's episode. And that is like the Swifties being insane. Like I understand that like he did come at Andy Reid hard as hell. Like that was elder abuse. And he took him like off guard. It was like crazy.
Jackie.
He's like 80.
Wait, Andy Reid is 80?
Isn't
no,
he?
He's not.
He's old.
Oh, he's 65. So I guess.
Okay. Elder abuse.
Okay, fine.
But
Damn,
people
Jackie.
that was like Swiftie Nation being like, oh my God, if this is like kind of worrisome, like if he like touches Andy Reid like that, who knows what he does to Taylor behind scenes. Like that was during a football game, which by the way is so aggressive. The Super Bowl. Like there's so much on the line. Like I don't think we need to worry that he's like hurting Taylor Swift behind closed doors. I think that's like such a jump. And also like really not to make everything like so intense, but like that's really like damaging. Like you can't just like say like, oh, I hope he's not hitting Taylor. Like, okay, now he's like a fucking woman abuser. Like, let's relax. He might be an elder abuser, but he's not a woman abuser as far as I'm aware.
That we know of. I have to pause for a second because I think we received a donation from someone in the chat and I can't see it because it's not, I don't want to out your real name. So let me know if you want to shout out, but thank you. I just saw it pop up on my PayPal.
What was it?
A $5 donation from the chat. So thank you.
So nice.
But yeah, I just think it's funny that you keep saying elder abuse because I didn't think that. But it's also kind of, I guess it could be, if you want to be extreme, like what you're saying, it could be like, oh, he stiff armed someone and like he's probably going home and doing that to Taylor.
Yeah, but like that is like so intense. But there's people like actually like are like I don't know. I'm a Swiftie, but like Swiftie Nation is a bunch of psychopaths. Don't come at me, Swiftie Nation. You are a bunch of psychopaths.
Can you make this a? Can you make that a reel?
I should because they'll go off on me.
We can use the engagement. But I did want to compliment Jackie. Jackie had some really quick
memes.
Quick memes about the game. So that was great, Jack.
Yeah. I was, I'm always watching, observing, seeing where I can make some content. It's hard, sometimes because sometimes you're just consuming content and then it occurs to you like, oh, I could make this something.
Oh, so commercials, any commercials stick out to you, Jack?
Yeah, actually, I thought the why can't I think of the Etsy one was really cute. Did you see the Etsy one?
I missed that. What was that?
It was like, how would I explain it? I don't even know how to like explain what it really was, but it was super cute. Like Google like Etsy Super Bowl commercial it was really cute and like well done. It was based. Oh, I guess I can't explain it. What am I talking about? It was like the Statue of Liberty. Is that what it was? Or the Eiffel Tower or something? I don't know. It was basically like, I need to send something to France or Paris, whatever, to like thank them. And it was like, I'll order them a charcuterie board on Etsy. It was just like cute. And then I actually also really liked Poppi's commercial.
I missed that one too.
It was basically just like a commercial about Poppi, but it was like really selling Poppi as like, not even like a, prebiotic, probiotic soda, like just selling it as like the new wave of life soda. And like, it was like in whatever years from now, like this will be soda. It won't like, this is what we'll think of Poppi as soda. Basically saying like, yeah, how right now you guys think of like Coca-Cola soda. In 50 years, you're going to think of Poppi as soda, which honestly, like people are so obsessed with like health and stuff. Maybe that will be it.
Yeah, I really like that. I like the encouragement of healthier drinks because people, we were talking about this yesterday. I mean, my boyfriend, we were talking about how people don't realize how much just sugar they were drinking. Oh, actually, because we went out to dinner yesterday and I got a I ordered a Diet Coke, but I think it was a Diet Pepsi, and I don't drink Diet Pepsi that much, but I could tell that it was off. So I was worried that it's a diet or that it was a regular either Pepsi or Coke. And like
Mhm.
I refuse, not because I'm like trying to watch my weight and stuff, but I just like refuse to drink just like straight sugar. It's just so bad for
Yeah,
you.
it's
So
so
if it
bad.
was a real pop, like with all that sugar, I just like it makes me sick to even think to drink it.
Honestly, I don't even think it's good. Like, it's just too much sugar.
Yeah, and that's I mean, you and I, Jack, are so used to just drinking like Diet Coke and just even just a lot of the health drinks where it's sparkling water or flavored water, uh, flavored soda that's got prebiotics in it, probiotics,
Mhm.
whatever. So we think it's like more normal, but so much of society still drinks hella. I wonder what the stats are, but like hella pop with a lot of sugar.
Yeah, like, yeah, I feel like a lot like, I think of, like, fridges, like, and I'll see, like, a whole case of Coke, and I'm like, "That's crazy." I couldn't imagine, like, I don't know, I'm just, like, so Diet Coke focused now that I'm like, "What?"
That people
Um,
drink so much
but I
sugar
was
still.
also gonna say on the topic of soda, before I forgot this, and, like, Poppi and commercials and stuff, I thought it was cool to see, like, such a, like, D2C brand having, like, a huge Super Bowl commercial, because that's really expensive. Like,
Yeah.
those slots I was looking up are, like, 7 or $9 million just for the slot. So that's
Mhm.
just having the slot. That's not even, like, the commercial, and I like making the commercial, and I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw the Poppi commercial more than once. And I think if you get more slots, I was reading if you get more slots, you get like a deal. So it's not like if you get 2 slots, you're paying 14 million. You're probably paying like, I don't know, 11 million or something. But still like cool, because usually those commercials are like, State Farm and Geico and whatever. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
D2C brands. So I
Yeah.
thought that was cool.
Before we move off of this subject, do you say soda or do you say pop?
I say pop. But I was like saying soda because of like, well, in the Poppy commercial, they were like, referring to it as soda and stuff. But I say pop. What do you say? You say pop.
Per person per year.
Uh
When the peak was 53 gallons.
oh, interesting. Okay, so the stat for how much pop and wait, is that sugar pop or so it could be diet or
Yeah, it could be either.
so it used to be 39 or so the peak of people consuming pop and soda was 59 gallons.
53.
I'm sorry, 53 gallons a year. Wait, I'm sorry, say it again.
53 gallons
53 gallons
in the year 2000.
in the year 2000 per person.
Mm-hmm. And now 38.
And now it's gone down to 38. But I'd like to
Oh,
know
that's
what the
good.
breakdown is. Like, so that's just pop. Like, what's considered a pop and not? Like, is sparkling water considered a pop?
No, right?
So I bring this up because I worked in retail in Chicago when we had this, it was called soda tax.
Oh, yeah.
And which okay, so it used to be in Chicago, they put in this law for it literally only lasted a couple months, but it was to encourage people to stop drinking so much sugared soda. But it was contradictory because the law told you, and I only know this because I worked in GNC and had to calculate the tax for every ready to go drink. Okay, so like every time someone bought a drink, I had to calculate how many ounces were in that drink and then how much to charge for the tax because it was like, let's just say it was like 1 cent per ounce, and that's how much you had to charge people, and then you gave that to the government or whatever to
Yeah.
Chicago. But we had to charge for anything that wasn't water. So let's say we had like a hydration drink that was 0 calories. We still had to charge them for that tax because it was considered like anything not water was considered part of the soda tax,
Interesting.
which
I
is
didn't even know that, and I was living in Chicago during the soda
yeah,
tax.
well, it only lasted a couple months because I think they got so many complaints. It was a broken system. It
Yeah.
should have been, it should have charged like per gram of sugar or something. Not
Yeah,
per
because then you're
ounce.
punishing people for like still, arguably drinking something that's like healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'd be interested to know like with that stat, like what's
What it
considered
includes.
soda?
Yeah, I would be
I want
too.
to know how many people are drinking like sugar.
I feel like nowadays, like, unless you're like really not paying attention, like you don't care about your health like at all. I'm just like being blunt. Like I just really feel like unless you're somebody who I don't care, because it's true. Like I feel like unless you're somebody who like genuinely is not thinking twice about like anything you're consuming, which I feel like is not that many people. Most people are thinking about what they're consuming in like some fashion. Like not even that it's like you're on a diet, just like you're thinking like you guys know what I mean. But
I know what you mean, but I think you'd be surprised at how many people like
don't at all.
Mhm.
I was gonna say like unless you like aren't at all, like I feel like you not saying like you can't drink regular pop because people can argue that like Diet Coke is like worse for you because of the shit they put in it. But I think like most people like hopefully aren't drinking like 5 full sugar like regular pops a day. But I know like when I was younger, like I didn't start drinking Diet Coke until probably college. And honestly, the only reason I switched to Diet Coke, like full honesty, was because I was like gaining like the freshman 15 and I was like, I feel like I love to drink pop. And if I just switch to Diet Coke, maybe I'll lose some weight, which I honestly did. But like I was drinking like, and then now I like Diet Coke because I genuinely like the taste better. I probably just gotten used to it, but I was genuinely drinking like 5 regular Coca-Colas a day.
Yeah, that's
like that's
insane.
wild.
But I'm that's what I'm saying is like you'd be surprised at how many people that's just like their habit. And you know how we like fiend for Diet Coke? Like people fiend for soda. Like that.
No, yeah. That's why I was like, I need to switch to Diet Coke because I'm like gaining weight from all this pop I'm drinking, but I am like addicted to it. Well, because don't they say that there's actually like addictive? Isn't caffeine addictive?
Caffeine is, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you really like literally are addicted to it.
I'm addicted to caffeine for sure, for
Oh,
sure.
me too. I get caffeine headaches. If I don't have coffee by, I mean, granted, we wake up early. I wake up at like 6:15. If I don't have
Because
caffeine by
Jackie
8.
works on Central Time and won't let anyone forget it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But if I don't have caffeine by 8 a.m., I have like a migraine.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I wanted to stay on the topic of Super Bowl commercials. The DoorDash, actually, I have to ask my source. Was that a commercial or was that an ad with the DoorDash?
Commercial.
It was a commercial? Okay, so DoorDash had, and I was asking because I saw like a replay of it on Twitter. I didn't see it live, but DoorDash had like a coupon code, like a ridiculous coupon code, and it was like going through the house and said like Oreo. I don't remember all the words, but it was like listing all of the different commercials and like words, and so it was this like massively long coupon code. And if you put it incorrectly into DoorDash, you got, what was it? You got everything from the Super Bowl commercials or something. And I thought that was really, really innovative and like a cool way to spice things up.
Yeah.
And so I liked that one. And then I also, just like a big topic of conversation, the Dunkin' Donuts commercial had to be like the most expensive because just like you were saying, Jack, even just to get a slot is expensive. But then the my laptop is dying. They had like 10 different celebrities in it.
Yeah. Well, I saw too. So off of that, I saw a lot of like, because now I'm back on the Twitter space, which is like so interesting when there's big things like this because everybody's like talking about stuff. I kind of like missed that, like when there would be like the Super Bowl or the Grammys, like going on Twitter.
Oh, really? Oh, you missed
it because I've been off of Twitter for like 5 years until coming back recently, but I missed that part of Twitter. Like it's fun to like watch a Super Bowl and then like look at what people are saying on Twitter, but a lot of people were saying like this whole like thing where like there's so many celebrities in a commercial. Like I feel like, and a lot of Twitter feels like, like 10 years ago that would draw traffic. Like people would be like, oh my God, Beyonce's in this commercial. Like I need to get this or whatever. But now like people, there's like influence, like everyone's famous now, like influencers or celebrities, whatever, that like it's kind of like diluted that like excitement where it's like, it was bringing up this conversation on Twitter of like, are brands actually like wasting money, like having these like 10 celebrities in one commercial? Like people don't care about celebrities as much as they used to because now it's so attainable to kind of be a celebrity that it's like seeing your favorite celebrity in a commercial just like isn't exciting anymore because now you see them like on TikTok every day. Like, you know, there's just so many ways to like engage with them that seeing them in a brand's commercial isn't exciting anymore and isn't going to make you use that product. And I actually like totally agree with that, because I used to care a lot. Like when peak my One Direction fanhood, which was, you know, 10 whatever years ago, if I saw them in a commercial, say they were in like a Starbucks commercial, I probably would have gotten Starbucks the next day, honestly, because it would have excited me that much. But now I'm like, I don't care.
I think consumers are smarter nowadays too, and understand that brands have money and can pay for it. Where I think before, a perception might have been that like a brand of celebrity was working with a brand because they like were truly in love with that brand. So I feel like it's a little bit hard to know, and consumers get that. They're like, now the topic of conversation is like, oh, how much did that brand pay the celebrity to do that? Rather than like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Beyonce uses whatever.
And just knowing the little bit I know about, like, for example, like, and I'm not saying like what brands will pay Zoe or whatever. I just mean like seeing like the back end of like stuff, like what people will, like brands will pay anybody that they're like trying to get do something. I'm like, okay, now when I see like Beyonce in a commercial, I'm like, she is getting paid. She's got to be getting paid like millions just to be in this like 30-second clip. Like, it's just wild. That's why it's like that one commercial had like 10 celebrities in it. And it's like, oh my God, like the budget for that commercial is insane.
Insane. Yeah. And then, but I mean, we're talking about it now. It gets people talking. So it's hard to understand what the brand gets back to like for that. And the brand awareness is like always a topic of how much, like, is it worth it or not? Like you said, just pay that celebrity or
sorry, you were still talking.
No, you're good. You go.
I'm trying to control myself. I saw on Twitter, because Zach Braff was in the T-Mobile commercial, and I saw on Twitter like people being like, okay, now we all know Zach Braff has never used T-Mobile. Like, can we move on? Like, it's just like so funny, like seeing them in these commercials. Like, yeah, Zach Braff has never used T-Mobile. Like, if he's using anything, he's using like Verizon or AT&T. He's not using T-Mobile. Like, I don't know. It's just like funny. Like, but some people eat it up, some people don't. I definitely used to eat it up. I think also like I'm just older, probably why there's like laws that have to do with like taking advantage of like younger people and super old people. It's because like you're kind of like more gullible. Like when I was younger, like, oh my God, you put One Direction in a commercial, I was buying whatever that commercial was about, like honestly. And I definitely did buy things because they used to be like all over.
Jackie had cardboard cutouts of what's
Niall Horan.
Yeah,
Niall Horan in my room. I've always been like honestly, I feel like half the reason I was obsessed with him was because he was Irish.
You like Irish boys?
I do. Like, he was the one on the band who was like straight from Ireland. I was obsessed.
You had to be.
I was obsessed.
We're like getting close on time, I feel like. But
yeah.
I have one other thing that I want to put in the newsletter this week too. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, there's always a link in the show notes of it. So sign up for it. We talk about different trends in CX, digital experience, social media, all kinds of things. I saw a Instagram reel from Graza, the oil, and I thought that it was it's like is it high quality vegetable oil, cooking oil?
Oh yeah. I've been seeing that more often.
Yeah, a lot of I feel like it's getting bigger and bigger, but
yeah,
I can't speak to. There's like it's supposed to be healthier than whatever, but I love this so much because they took something that was a problem and created content out of it, and it got a lot of engagement. But it's also being proactive customer experience. So I will play it.
Is this you? Did you receive a squeeze bottle from Graza that is too hard to open? We did, in fact, seal a lot of bottles that are really hard to open. Our machine was on the wrong setting for about 2 weeks. This is what you need to do. Hot water. Run the cap under there for a good 15 seconds. Take a paper towel, try not to use your hands because you can get hurt. Twist. Wow. And that's it. Cap is off. We are so sorry. Thank you for your support.
But basically, it's this guy who works for them, and he was explaining that he was asking, did you get a bottle that was hard to open? And then he explains, he says, like, they made a mistake. Their machine was on the wrong setting for 2 weeks. So there's lots of bottles out there in the world that are hard to open, and this is how you fix it. And he showed like running it under warm water, and then he was able to open it. And that was such a good example of leaning into like transparency of like, we're a brand, we made a mistake, we're going to get so many people complaining about this. They probably already were getting people complaining about it. They isolated the mistake, they fixed the mistake. There's nothing wrong with the product, but they're helping the customers fix the product and like admitting their mistake. And it had so many shares, so many comments of like, oh, I thought I was just weak. Like I thought it was weird because I've never had a bottle like that. Like, and so it probably like deflected a bunch of customer experience tickets, which is always a win. It's you're saving money on resources and everything. But then also was like a good way to just show like vulnerability and transparency in a brand. So good job, Graza. I don't know if Kendall, my acquaintance friend Kendall, works on that team, and if that was her idea, like hell yeah, girl. I just like that. An example of how social and customer experience can work together.
Yeah, that is cool. That's the TikTok you sent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want that to be like the main feature of the newsletter this week, because I think it's like so impressive, and brands are afraid. They're so afraid to admit fault, but
yeah,
consumers know like brands aren't perfect, and it's okay to not be perfect. And every brand has like a shit show behind the scenes. Like nobody's perfect, just like how people aren't perfect, because people are running these businesses. So there's going to be mistakes. So
I love when brands admit fault, especially because half the time when they do, you get like a free something out of it.
Yeah.
So go ahead, admit fault.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I guess we could do housekeeping.
Housekeeping is such a funny thing if you know that me and Jackie fight about it. So you have to listen to all the episodes to understand.
One time Zoe thought that I didn't understand what she meant.
You didn't.
I did. I think you're confused about my reaction, but whatever. We don't need to rehash it.
We can talk about this offline. We can talk about this on the Patreon.
What are you doing with your evenings, Zoe? Since we're not together.
I don't have anything planned.
Cool.
Oh, actually, I got a good early Valentine's Day gift that I'd like to share.
What'd you get?
Is that okay if I share? Mm-hmm. It's this red lace lingerie. Just kidding.
Oh my God. I was like, what is happening?
No,
the reaction on my face is probably like, I was like, what is that?
No. I can't remember do you know the brand? It's called The Adventure. So I've seen ads for this, and they used to have books of, and I'm sure
Reach International Outfitters.
Oh, maybe it's not the same thing, right? Are you sure? Okay. It's called Reach International Outfitters. But I've seen ads for, they have a book where it's like you scratch off the activity and then you do the activity.
I've seen this.
Yeah. So he actually got me a state version. I won't say the state because I have a lot of privacy concerns. Okay. So one of the states in America, but it's a cards, and you pull out the cards and it has a location in the state. So like a city in the state that you drive to, and it tells you how many hours you spend there, how many, like if it should be night or day, what the weather should be like. So you can like browse the cards and see like which conditions like match up, and then see like how far it is to see like how much time you might need and like what to prepare for. And then you scratch off the activity and you do the activity. And there's like 50 different cards in the deck. And so you like get to explore the whole state. And it shows the state. Oh, I'll show you an example.
Why can't we know the state?
So we went through and let's see. Okay, here's the adventure key. So it shows you like all the different things that you need to like consider. And then we went through yesterday and figured out like how many hours all these places are from. So at the top it says like the town name. So we went through and like said how many hours it is on like every card, so we knew like how much time to expect. And then at the bottom, this one says it's going to be $1 you want to do it at night. It's going to take 2 to 4 hours, indoor or outdoor, a relaxed setting, and summer. This could be like active or relaxed. And then you scratch it off and you do it.
Very cool.
Cute, right? And look at how many there are. A ton.
Damn.
Yeah, so we're going to be busy bees.
Yeah, that's super cool.
So I was excited about that. And I think it's a great gift. And sometimes it's hard to get like when you're gifting. So good Valentine's Day gift.
Valentine's Day is hard because it's not like a holiday or like a birthday. So you don't want to spend like a lot of money. I mean, I guess some people do. I guess sometimes guys spend a lot of money on their girl when they're buying them like jewelry or whatever. I'm speaking from like a heterosexual point of view. But yeah, I feel like Valentine's Day is weird because it really shouldn't be a holiday where you're spending like a shit ton of money. But you want to get something thoughtful. So that's a good gift.
Yeah, it was really good. And my gift for him didn't come in, but it has a Pokemon theme.
Of course it does.
Did it come? Did I get mail? I ordered it off an ad too, so I'm like,
no,
unreliable to get.
I didn't check the mailbox. If it was smaller, it could be in the mailbox. I didn't check that today.
In the mailbox. That's okay.
But nothing else. But yeah, I guess that's everything.
That's it. Right? Housekeeping.
You didn't ask what I'm doing with my evening, but
what are you doing with your evening, Jack?
I'm gonna finish up here. I'm gonna make some dinner. I don't know what I'm gonna make yet, or maybe I do. Then I'm going to hang out, and then I have Pilates at 8. I'm gonna see how I feel. I was texting Zoe earlier that it's kind of my experiment to see how my body's feeling, but my body feels good. So
dead at me. Remember? Okay, so earlier Jackie texted me and she's like, schedule a class for Friday, and I like didn't read it. It was classic me.
Yeah, I literally sent a screenshot of the location, which is the location of the town our Airbnb is in, and said like, oh, and it's in walking distance to where we are, which like if I was booking a class here, I would never like say that because like Zoe knows where we live. So it was like super clear that it was like in our vacation destination. So he's like, we're going to be in Arizona. I was like, I know.
That's why I booked it. You literally were like, that's why I booked a class in Arizona. I was like, oh my God, Jackie, you forgot about our trip. How could you forget about our trip and schedule a Pilates class on Friday?
I know. I'm like, yeah, Zoe, that's why it's in Arizona. And that's why I said it's in walking distance from where we are.
But I can't go anyways because I'm going to work. I'll be at work. I'm going to go into the office on Friday and Monday for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And now maybe Thursday.
Yeah, Zoe will be in the office, so.
Zali's going to be at the Airbnb with us. Did you know that? Yeah.
I did. She'll be there.
Zaliing
it up.
And hopefully Jackie loves it so much that her and Brian want to move to Arizona with me.
That's Zoe's goal. I'm pretty sure that's half the reason. What?
Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I told you I put an offer in for that one house, but it came back and the realtor forgot to put on there that it was in a this sounds dumb, but like you couldn't tell.
I thought maybe you never followed up because you said tomorrow I'm going to, and you never followed up. So I thought maybe you didn't, because whenever people are doing these things, they're so stressful. I'm like, I'm not going to like ask questions. I'm going to like because I don't know. I feel like anytime I've had a friend like buying anything, it's like such a stressful experience. I'm like, I'm just going to let them come forward with the information they want.
I really, really liked this house in Arizona, and I went to go put an offer in, and they failed to put in the description that it was in a retirement community. So you have to be 55 plus, which is crazy.
So you can't even put an offer in.
No.
Oh my God.
It's really like it sounds like dumb, like how could I even like fall in love with a house or like not know that it's in a retirement community, but usually they make it very clear, very very clear
Yeah.
in the listing, and it didn't
I
have
don't
that
think that
anywhere.
sounds dumb.
Yeah, but saying it out loud is like, oh, it was in a retirement community, I'm trying to buy a house and you could only be 55 plus. So that was sad, but I found another one that's like less updated, but it's bigger and it still has a pool and stuff, and
Mhm.
it's in an area that I really like. So making an offer today, and so if the offer goes through, we could do the inspection and go see it while we're in Arizona.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
So that's
Hopefully this
exciting.
one isn't in a retirement community.
Hopefully not. Oh, your hand again. People are gonna look up your hand.
Scary.
Scary. So that's that.
Exciting stuff.
Thanks for doing this
Exciting
virtually with me, Jack.
stuff. Of course. And it was good practice because whether Zoe likes it or not, we might be doing virtuals. But not to scare anybody though, because we're going to work on the virtual. Like this is even working totally fine, but we want to get sort of like matching atmospheres if that is something we have to do like long term. So don't you worry.
Yeah, I think the morning toast does it really well with you don't even know they're not virtual, so we'll get it set up really well and you won't even know.
No, you won't even know.
You won't even know.
But hopefully, even if we have to do that, like means that we are like such travelers. I feel like we probably will like somehow be with each other like decently often enough that like, especially if like I were to stay here, like we would be so close to each other still.
So close.
It'll be fine. It means that we can't go too far from each other.
Nope. But hopefully Jackie moves to Arizona with me.
Yeah, or that happens.
Or that. All right. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to rate, comment, like, send it to your grandma.
All the
All those
things.